Welcome to Innerji Tarot Tea Astrology and all things metaphysical. Hi, I'm Lesley Levy, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you about my introduction to the tarot workshop. It's going to be happening on Saturday the 27th of March at Milton in New South Wales, and it will run from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. Now, Milton is located on the south coast of New South Wales, so if you're in Canberra, Nowra, Ulladulla, maybe a little bit further south, Bateman's Bay, then it's all within travelling distance. And for those of you who cannot come to a face-to-face, I will be offering online workshops in the near future. But I thought I would talk a little bit about what's involved in the introduction to tarot. Have you ever tried to memorise all of the keywords? Have you gotten confused with all of the books, with all of the different interpretations from the same card? Have you thought, I will never be able to learn this, it's just too complicated, it's just too hard? Well, that's what this introduction is all about. It's going to help you develop your intuition without having to memorize keywords or memorize meanings like a dictionary. It's also going to stretch your imagination because imagination and intuition are very closely linked. So we're going to look at the visuals in the cards to help stimulate the intuition when it comes to interpreting cards in different situations and to answer different questions. But it's not all going to be theory. It's going to be hands-on as well. We're going to play some fun games, we're going to do some exercises, and you're going to practice doing some 1, 2, and 3 card tarot readings. Yes, you will be able to do that by the end of 3 hours. Now, this is just an introduction, so obviously you're not going to go through every single card in the deck, but it will give you a starting point from which to see if you want to take this journey with tarot further. The other important thing is that with this course, you don't need to have a tarot deck because a tarot deck that you can take home and keep is included in the price of the course, or the workshop, I should say. So what I thought I might do is give you a little bit of a taster of what you can experience. So I'm just going to share my screen and let you see some of the cards and how they can be interpreted. So the tarot is made up of 78 cards. There are 4 suits, just as you would find in a normal deck of playing cards. And then there's also another suit, if you want to call it, which is the major arcana. So major arcana are about big life themes, and the 4 suits are more representing the day-to-day things. But let's look at some cards visually and give you an idea. So the first card that I'm putting out is the Knight of Swords. So swords, this is the suit of logical thinking, ideas, communication, and planning. Knights are about being on a mission. What do the knights do in medieval times? They go out and defend the kingdom, and they look after, they honor, and they look after those who are innocent and can't look after themselves. They are the honorable fighters. And as you can see with this Knight of Swords, he is really rushing in, almost charging in where angels fear to tread. So how could we interpret this card generally? This is saying that someone is prepared to rush in with their own thoughts, their own opinions, and their own ideas, and they really want to push them out there, put them out there. Now, if this was a business reading, I might say to the person, depending on what other cards were there and the question that was being asked, you know, you're ready to rush in with your own thoughts and opinions, but hey, maybe slow it down a little bit. Maybe take the opportunity to hear what others have to say about it first, and then charge in and take control with what you're doing. Next we have, I call this card kind of the elephant in the room. It's the card everybody loves to fear. It's the Death card. Now, it really doesn't mean that someone is dying. Death, what does that represent? It represents change and transformation. You think about a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. So when I see the Death card in a reading, I see that this is a time of change or transformation for someone. And it may not be something that they always recognize or even want. So if this was a question about a love relationship, I could say, well, look, you know, on one hand, the relationship looks like there's a part of it that's ending, but it has the potential to transform. Again, depending on what other cards were in the spread, I would either know whether the relationship would have the potential of ending or whether it was just going into a new life cycle, a new growth within the relationship. Let's look at the Ten of Pentacles. So I see this as a legacy card. Now, pentacles are about the practical things in life, money, the earthy, the grounded things. It's, what we can see, feel, and touch. And this Ten of Pentacles shows generations. It shows grandfather, it shows parents, and down here it shows the next generation on. So I see this as a legacy card. This is a card where something has begun and is continued down the line. So if this was going to be about a question about starting a business, I would say, look at this business from the long-term perspective. What are the long-term goals and what do you want to pass on as you move into this business and begin it? I would also look at it and say, there's the potential for this to be more of a family business rather than as a sole proprietorship. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea. And then the fourth card I chose to look at today was the Five of Wands. Now, Wands energy, this is fire energy. It's willpower, enthusiasm, action, even entrepreneurship. And we can see here with these Five of Wands, there's a bit of a stoush going on. They're having a bit of a fight. And there's chaos here. It's very chaotic. There's no organization. So if I was being asked about, say, how someone would handle a job promotion, I would interpret this card as saying, look, you need to make sure you're clear about what you want from this promotion. You need to be clear about what you're offering. Don't be too scattered in how you promote yourself, how you tell your bosses about what it is that you can do within this new promotion, because this is a card where you want to bring chaos into alignment. I hope this little preview of the Intro to Tarot workshop is of interest to you. I do hope you'll come along. Just a reminder that it's on from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. on Saturday, the 27th of March, and it's going to be held at the Spiritual Co-op in Wason Street, Milton. Now, the cost for the 3-hour workshop is $130, but it does include a Rider-Waite-Smith, just as the cards you've seen. You will receive that deck to use during the course or the workshop and to take home and keep. I do hope you'll join me for this workshop. If you would like to book for it, just pop down below into the description box and you will see a link to where you can book your place. Until next time, namaste.